Hey there YouTube, today I'm going to do a deck profile on my agent deck. Last week I got second at locals with this particular deck. I figured I'd share y'all the profile. And people's like, second, you should have got first. And people's like, what did you lose it against? Well, there's this guy running a Gravekeeper deck. And I was like, "Ugh." Right when I knew he was running Gravekeepers, I was like, oh crap. There's nothing I can really do. And I just really had a bunch of bad draws too. I couldn't really draw anything. It was really depressing and annoying. Like I couldn't get any of my MSTs or heavy storms. So it was 2-1. He won the last round and he took the tournament actually. But with Necrovale I couldn't use Hyperion's effect. Well, I mean I could to an extent, but I couldn't remove any monsters from play. So I mean it was like bummer. So anyway, I'll show you. Here's the deck. 3-Master Hyperion. He's a beater of the deck. Everybody knows what Hyperion does. Remove an agent to special summon, and to remove a fairy from the graveyard to pop a card on the field. 3 Venuses. Venus is really what makes this deck really good. With Venus, you can get the 3 Shine Balls. With 3 Shine Balls, you can get Gachi Gachi, Dark Mist. Gachi Gachi is a good early game card. Dark Mist is a mid to end game. 2 Earths. I actually sincerely feel in the new coming up Banlist in March that I think we're gonna get three Earths. Because Earths was at 3, they put out 1, then they brought it back up to 2, and I feel that I kind of have hopes that they'll bring it up to 3. And it's a good stratus with the deck, and it's a 2-star tuner. Okay. Spirit Reaper. Spirit Reaper is actually a really good card. I mean, it's underrated. Back in the day, everybody ran Reaper. Because it was at 1, now you can have, now Reaper's at 3, and people don't really think much about it. But I mean, it's just, you get a chance to poke into your opponent's hand, which hand destruction in this format is rare, I feel. And it can't be short of battle, so people have to waste a card, like they have to waste a Compulse, or a Lance, or a Chalice, or whatever, to try and get rid of them. It's nice. 2 Trags. Don't really need to explain Trag, but Trag actually works really good in this format, especially for overlaying or exceeding. It works pretty good, actually. The Tour Guide Engine, I also got a Sangan. Let's see if I can find it. Tour Guide Engine plus Sangan. And I was thinking about maybe putting maybe possibly put something else in. Sangan gets Tour Guide gets Tour Guide, but Sangan actually works really good in this deck because you can get Maxi, you can get Herald of Orange Light, you can get Honest, you can get any of your Reapers. So Sangan actually works extremely well in this deck. So Chorus of Gores. Staple really in every deck now. 1 BLS. BLS is actually really good, and it's not as good as it was back when it first came out, but it's still pretty stout. There was a word going around that they're thinking about probably banning this card again in the new upcoming March ban list. It wouldn't really surprise me if they did, but I kind of hope they don't because it works really good in this deck. 1 Christia, just 1. People's like, well, why not 2? Because it takes the space, and truth be known, I've only summoned Christia maybe 2-3 times. It's really, really not worth having 2. It's really true. If you ask me, I just keep it in there because I'm stubborn, but if you ask me, I think this deck would do fine. Or if not better without it, you can put something else in its place. 1 Maxi, 1 Heatback Veiler. I didn't want to run 2 of each, just because I don't want like multiples of cards to clog up my hand. So I just ran 1 of each, and it actually works pretty well. And plus at locals, Max C doesn't really work very well at locals. It really, really, truly does not. Unless you somehow go up against someone that's running wind-ups. One Herald of Orange Light. I would actually take out, if I had another Herald, I only have one. But if I would actually maybe take out an Effect Veiler for another Herald of Orange Light, just because it actually destroys a monster, not just negates the effect. So it works out very well. One Honest staple for fairies or fairies. One Thunder King. I would actually cite another one. I just don't have another one. But Thunder King actually works really good in this deck, especially in this format, because especially Marmills. Oh my goodness! If you open up with this, Marmills are done until they get rid of this. Like they'll have to waste like a Dark Hole or a Smashing Ground or something. They're gonna have to waste a big card on this one guy. They're gonna have to use up their resources just to take this guy out, because a lot of decks like Wind-Ups, Marmills, Gadgets, this card hurts really, really bad. I actually think they might put King Ryo at 2. I don't know, I just kind of feel they'll hit it. 3 MST. Don't really need to explain that. One Creature Swap. Creature Swap works really good, especially in this format, because people are having these big old beaters and it's like, it's just really ridiculous. But Creature Swap works really well, especially if you have like an extra Shine Ball on the field. Just Creature Swap just your Shine Ball for one of their monsters, and just put a Shine Ball in attack mode and attack over it. And when it's destroyed, it goes to your graveyard. So Shine Ball's in your graveyard, so you can use Hyperion a little bit more efficiently, effectively. One Monster Born, one Heavy Storm, one Dark Hole, one Mind Control. Feels like no Pot of Dualities? What? Yeah. I decided not to run any Pot of Dualities because this deck is very heavy on special summoning. Like the only cards that I normal summon are like my Reaper and my Agents. That's it. I don't really, the rest of everything else I have is like special summoning. Like my Shine Balls, all special summon. My Hyperions, they should be all special summon. My BLS, special summon. People's like, he's not running a Chaos. How odd. I'll run 2 Compulsories instead of Bottomless Trap Holes, because Compulse for me works a lot better in this format because of XYZs. Because XYZ's effects, a lot of them have to do with being destroyed. But Compulsory doesn't destroy it, and just sends it back to the extra deck, and their XYZ material is sent to the graveyard. So in this format, I feel Compulsory is more effective. And I think a lot of people feel that way too. 2 Torrential Tributes. Most decks you see of like a Chaos Agent deck is that are just kind of a. Most of them don't have a lot of trap cards, but see, I kind of limited myself on the hand traps because I wanted to run some actual traps. So I run 2 Torrentials and 2 Compulsories. I mean, I cannot count the times that Compulse saved my butt. And Torrential. Somebody, especially Toads, they get a whole slew of field, all the Toads, the Caius, even Obelisk, Torrential Tribute. Bam. They can't do anything about it. And 1 Starlight Road, because people are burning Dark Holes and Heavy Storms like crazy. You have 2 Spell Traps now, Heavy Storm. You got 2 monsters, Dark Hole. People are not hesitating using Dark Hole or Heavy Storm, so Starlight Road is really good, I feel, in this format, because people are just like, I guess a lot of people don't really expect Starlight Road to be ran, so people are using their Dark Hole and Heavy Storms like without even really thinking about it. 1 Mirror Force and 1 Solemn. Feels like no warnings and only 1 force. Yeah, just 1 force, because 1 force is enough with the Torrentials. And warnings are good, but you'll pay yourself to death if you're not careful. In this particular deck, life points is very valuable, so I'd rather just cut my life points by half towards the end game than warning, judgment, and then I'm at 2,000 by the end of it. Show you the extra deck. 1 token. Leviathan works really good, especially with the tour guide engine, and it really helps with BLS. 2 tour guides overlay Leviathan, send 1 tour guide to the graveyard to get a dark in there. There's been a lot of times that I get Leviathan dragging out, have a gotchi, and I remove a light and a dark, bring out BLS. It just works really well. 1 Dark Mist. Dark Mist is a really good in-game card. I keep on saying in-game, early game, mid-game, but it's a really good in-game card because if you can't get your shine balls out in early game, you can get them out towards the mid or end. Dark Mist is a more appropriate card than over gotchi. Because gotchi is a good, open up beater, like Venus 2000, Mass Hyperion 31, like pop. But if you can't get this guy out, Dark Mist is a little bit more, desirable because it can knock over any monster. It doesn't matter how strong it is. Like I've knocked over Ra and Obelisk, like 5,000 attack beater monsters with this card. Awesome. 1 Grinosaurus, because I just have it in here just to fill up space. I will actually replace this with Zen Mains when I get one. And Zen Mains is actually like a $4 card. I just haven't had time to go get one. This is actually for my gadgets. But it actually works pretty good, especially you can remove a XYZ material to flip a face-up monster face down and flips face up at the end phase. So you can use flip effects. That's pretty nice. 2 Utopias. Utopias saved my butt so many times. It's unreal. And 1 Pearl. Colossal Fighter, Great Beater, Stardust, and Darkened Dragon. Great 8 stars. I like these particular 8 stars synchros. And I really hate that Yugioh's or Konami's trying to destroy synchros because I think synchros are really good. 1 star 7 and 1 6. I don't have a 5 or a 4. If I had a 5, I'd have a Catastor. But we don't have Brian Axo. It's the next best thing. Now for the extra deck. The side deck. Try to make this video as short as possible. 2 dualities, just in case. 1 Lance, 1 Econ. Econ works extremely well in this format. I feel tribute 1 of your monsters. Like for me, I would tribute a Shine Ball to take 1 of their monsters and either synchro or tribute it or whatever. 2 Dark Bribes. 2 Bottomless Trap Holes. 2 Warnings. Effect Veiler. Maxi. Chaos Sorcerer. And another Archlord Christia. I know I said I wouldn't really run Archlord Christia. I just don't have anything to put in its place yet. I think they might possibly bring Chaos Sorcerer back up to 2 next format, just because I feel Chaos Sorcerer is really not that awesome of a card. So, and if they'll do that, I'll probably take this one out for another Chaos Sorcerer. I'm thinking about taking my Archlord Christia out of my actual deck for something a little bit better, something a little bit more, effective. Actually, to tell you the truth, YouTube and everything before, but I'm going to take it out right now just because it takes a space and I never use it. Now it's at 40. This deck was a 41 card deck. Now it's 40. But thank y'all for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or anything you would change, anything you would add to or take away, just leave your comments in the box below. Alright, peace out, YouTube.